Good evening and welcome into the U Show. Ezra Gennello along with you. And week 8 in the USHL. It's been here, it's gone, it's passed. We're getting ready for week number 9, which means this Tuesday, right now, just like every Tuesday, we get to go over the previous week in the USHL, talk about some top plays, some top players, some big performers, both individually and in the standings, and then we get to take a look ahead at week 9 in the USHL. Once again, good evening and welcome into the U Show. Ezra Gennello along with you in one of our 16 beautiful facilities around the USHL, though this weekend I'll get to see a new rink for the first time in my USHL career. I've seen, I'd say, 13 of the 16 facilities, and I get to hit my 14th this weekend in Sioux City at the Tyson Event Center. We'll talk more about the schedule and where teams are headed throughout the week, but for now, let's talk about last week, and let's talk about last week's top performers, the USHL Players of the Week for week number 8. We have 2 gamblers and a member of the Fargo Force. The forward of the week from the Fargo Force is Jordan Ron. He had himself a strong performance for Fargo. While on the back end, it's all about the Green Bay Gamblers. The defenseman of the week, Lucas Peterson, and the netminder of the week, Gavin Moffett. Now, normally, I would show you highlights and you'd hear from me, but today, this week, let's take a listen in at some of the calls from some of the top players of the week, some of the top broadcasters in the week around the USHL.
Shelter uses the wall to advance ahead. Ron with a shot, and he scores. Jordan Ron with his second pipes and heads into the boards hard. Looks like he's all right as he gets back up. Marilla sneaking in, shoots, and he scores. Double teamed in the corner as the penalty expires. Here's Fargo still on the attack. Leahy tries to drop it off far post side, and he does.
Jordan across ice. Samuelson on the left circle to the top halfway through the power play. Peterson drags the shot, blocked by Malbuff. Rebound, they score. Zelenov got our side. Aaron takes the face-off, wins, and then Malbuff couldn't clear. It was blocked, kept in at the point. Peterson, he'll hold on center point, right side. Zellers, Wisen drives, he scores. He just blasted it over Spunar's glove, and just 9 seconds into the power play.
Welcome back into the U Show. So your top players of the week, the forward of the week, Jordan Ron, 4 points as a member of the Fargo Force. Lucas Peterson, 4 points on the back end for the Gamblers. They picked up 2 really big wins on the road in Dubuque, the first place team in the USHL's Eastern Conference. Gavin Moffett backstopped the Gamblers to that weekend sweep in Dubuque. And earlier today, Cole Milberger from the Green Bay front office sat down with both Lucas and Gavin, a 2-for-1 interview with our defenseman and goaltender of the week, USHL Week 8 Players of the Week, Lucas Peterson and Gavin Moffett of the Green Bay Gamblers. Let's take a look into that interview with Cole Milberger of the Green Bay Gamblers front office.
Yeah, it felt good. The boys, really have been playing good in front of me, so it's made my job pretty easy these last couple of games, and it's just great to see the team win.
That's good. Yeah, Lucas Peterson also came away. He had a 4-assist weekend as well. Did you see him playing pretty well on the ice, and was he kind of translating over into the offensive section as well?
Yeah, Lucas had a great weekend. Our power play was really good this weekend, and I know he's kind of the head man on there running the power play, so it's great to see them all have success.
Yeah, both of you guys mentioned the power play. I'm hoping to bring that into Fargo here this weekend. They've always seem to be at the top of the league here these past few seasons. You guys looking forward, what are you looking at doing? How are you guys looking to compete this weekend against Fargo?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I mean, we're playing we played the best team in the R division last week, and get to play one of the best teams in the other one this next weekend, so I think it's a great opportunity for us to kind of prove where we're at this year.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys have a long road trip this whole month, it almost feels like. What are you guys kind of doing to try and make sure you're staying on top of your game, especially, long travel days going in and out of the towns?
I think just making sure we're on top of our recovery and staying hydrated and just staying really locked in while we're on the road and just making sure everyone's dialed.
Perfect.
Yeah, I thought it was really good for our team. We all bought into the systems this week, and Obviously, our power play was clicking. It's nice when stuff is going our way. We're getting the right bounces and getting 2 wins. It felt really good.
Nice. Yeah, coming off a big weekend too. Long road trip coming up here for the month. Heading into Fargo, how are you guys feeling? Feeling good about the season so far and everything else?
Yeah, we're feeling good. Obviously, coming off 2 big wins, but can't get too high. Just gotta stay down to ourselves, stay hard in practice, and then keep going the same way in the games. Hopefully, get 2 more wins on the road here.
Yeah, perfect. How's everything going with Pat McCadden taking over as head coach this season? Things going well?
It's been awesome. Obviously, I had him last year as an assistant, but just him feeding into us, like teaching us stuff, it's been great. He's been doing a great job. Couldn't have anyone better behind the bench.
Awesome. Well, yeah, well, no, good luck with the rest of the road trip here, and good luck in Fargo, and we're looking forward to seeing how everybody plays.
Thank you.
So, Gavin Moffitt and Lucas Peterson of the Green Bay Gamblers, thank you so much to Cole over in the Green Bay front office for snagging 2 of the 3 USHL Players of the Week for a couple minutes this morning after their skills skate to talk about this past week and, of course, this season with the Gamblers. It's been a good start to the season for Green Bay. It's been a better start to the season for their opponent this past weekend, the Dubuque Fighting Saints. But just because you've been good to start and you've been hot as of late doesn't mean you're guaranteed to win. And the Gamblers, well, they showed that. They picked up the 2-game weekend sweep over top of the Dubuque Fighting Saints as we take a look at the Week 8 scoreboard. The Lincoln Stars started the week on the road in Sioux City, a 3-1 win for the Musketeers. Then on Friday, the Phantoms and Steel went at it, a blowout win for Youngstown on home ice as part of their 2-game weekend sweep, though they were at home against Chicago all weekend, 7-2 on Friday, 5-4 on Saturday. The Lumberjacks and the Lancers went at it in Muskegon, another weekend sweep. Though 3-2 in overtime on Friday, the Lumberjacks scored. We'll talk a bit more about that overtime winner in a moment. Well, then on Saturday, it was a 5-3 regulation win for the Lumberjacks. The Storm and Stampede went at it in Tri-City on Saturday. 2-1, the visiting Stampede won, though they fell the night before in Tri-City, 7-5 on Friday. Des Moines and Madison, they had themselves a nice date on Friday night. The Bucks picked up the 3-2 win, while the Madison Capitals, they fell the next night on the road in Cedar Rapids on a nice little trip through Iowa. Fargo, 5-1 on Friday over top of the Lincoln Stars. That Friday night matchup, Fargo forced big help from Jordan Ron, the player of the week, but then the Stars, they got their redemption on Saturday, 4-2. The Musketeers fell to the Waterloo Blackhawks on Friday. They did it again on Saturday, the Hawks, with their 2-game weekend sweep over top of the Muskies. And then that 2-game set that we were talking about when it came to the Players of the Week. Gavin Moffitt, Lucas Peterson, 2 big names in 2 big games for the Green Bay Gamblers. 2-1, the win over the Dubuque Fighting Saints on Friday. And then on Saturday, 3-2, the Gamblers came out on top of that one as well. One guy that we didn't hear from this week is Aiden Dyer, but someone who did hear from him is Calvin Bush, the communications manager for the Chicago Steel. They just dropped a new video, a lap around the arena with Aiden Dyer. They talked to him, talked about his travel to Chicago, his journey from a Phase 1 draft pick to becoming a member of the Chicago Steel. We'll take a listen in to that piece with the Chicago Steel. When we come back, we'll finish out this week with the top 5 plays of it, and then take a look at next week, Week 9 of the USHL, and the upcoming scoreboard, all on Flow Hockey. Don't go anywhere. Let's hear from Aiden Dyer of the Chicago Steel.
Was huge for me. Like, you know, before the draft in 2021, I didn't really know much about the USHL, and you know, after I was drafted, I started to learn more, and you know, it's nice. You realize how nice of a place it is here to be, and I think Coach Garman and all the coaching staff around here makes it such a great place to be, and you know, the relationship I've had with them for years has just been, I mean, amazing to me. Like, you think like you're going to be, I don't know, you don't know what the future holds. And for him to keep reaching out and keep growing that connection is awesome. So.
Is Gen Z the laziest generation?
Yeah.
We don't work hard.
We expect big promotions right away.
We're addicted to screen time.
So worried about self-care. And we don't adhere to dress codes.
We always want everything handed to us.
Kids these days.
Welcome back into the U Show on Tuesdays nights here on YouTube Live. Ezra Gennello along with you. Got to hear from Aiden Dyer of the Chicago Steel with their lap around the rink or lap around the arena. Great content piece from Calvin Bush and the rest of the media team over in Chicago with the Steel, who had a successful weekend. They didn't pick up the wins, but had a couple goals go their way. They are featured a couple times in our USHL's Week 8 Plays of the Week. A lot of goal calls coming from Youngstown in that series. An OT winner, 2 OT winners in the top 5 Plays of the Week. We did have a fan submission, by the way. Someone tagged me and the USHL on Twitter. AJ Rayelts made an unbelievable backdoor save. It was awesome. Trust me, when the fans tag us, we see it. We'll continue to see it. If it was up to me, I'd make every play in the USHL a top play of the week, because they all are. But it doesn't make it in this week. But keep setting those submissions, because the more that we see it, the more likely we are to get your team in the USHL top plays. But for now, let's go back to the goal calls around the USHL. The Week 8 top 5 Plays of the Week.
Tylik, 7:18 here in the third. It's a 4-3 Phantoms lead. Henry Major in a one-on-one against Osborne. He'll sauce. One-timer score! Will Topko in front of friends and family. What a goal!
Immense roll it all the way left side is Musket. Musket now looking to tap it. Now play it back is Blank. Blank, one-timer. Beast got it, a goal from the backside! How about that? Kind of hiding out back there for Sioux City is Musket. It looked like a nonchalant play. And all alone. Oh, excuse me, that's Arsenault. I'm sorry, I thought it was Musket. They're on the same line. So Arsenault gets it down low, and Vachon was away from his net, and Sioux City strikes first. That's Connor Arsenault's second goal of the season. Great job, Connor, getting into space and then finding him and delivering.
Murphy walks the blue line, slides it over to Santilli. Luke's shot blocked in front. Came to Veronin, but his backhander on the cage also blocked away and sent softly down the ice by Betzel. No icing here. Chicago able to get the line change as Murphy fires it ahead for Veronin. Centering feed. Stegrum! Score! Cade Stengram is amused by the simplicity of this game.
Far side, Stewart leans in across from Agater. One back by Stewart. Here's Danny Clares up the near side, off the wall, finds Stefanik, 2-on-1 Muskegon. Stefanik, Stewart, he scores! The overtime winner! Drew Stewart and the Lumberjacks win it 3-2.
Back to DeHaro. 25 seconds left in overtime. DeHaro to Burchell. Mikey behind him to Resendez. Shot. Parsons save. Rebound. Score! Sayonara. Araven Archie.
Welcome back into the U Show. Ezra Gennello along with you. 2 OT winners to finish out the top plays of the week. The number 2 play of the week, Drew Stewart, right on the ice behind me, picking up the Friday night 3-2 win over top of the Omaha Lancers. Landon Resendez, one of, if not the newest Youngstown Phantom, the top play of the week. A do-it-yourself overtime winner, fires a shot, produces a rebound, finds his own rebound, and pushes it to the back of the net. the number 1 play in the USHL last week. Now, before we talk about Week 9, we got to finish out talking about Week 8. And the best way to do that is to take a look at the transition and where we stand between the 2 weeks, the USHL standings and the USHL league leaders, both on the offensive end of the ice and both on the defensive end of the ice in the crease. First, let's take a look at the USHL league leaders on the offensive end of the ice. We take a look at points, goals, assists, and plus minus. A whole lot of green and yellow at the top. Giacomo Martino and Landon Gunderson, they lead the USHL with 20 points each. That line between just those two guys has 40 points. Tate Pritchard is on that line as well, and he is not far off the league lead. Reed Davidtilla in third with 17, a member of the Fargo Force. Bobby Cowan and Carmelo Crandell tied up with 15 alongside 3 other players in the USAHL. In the goals category, it's Merrill Stenari of Fargo with 10, Bobby Cowan and Jordan Ron with 9. Ron in the USAHL Forward of the Week, followed by Giacomo Martino and Artemi Nizameyev with 8, along with 4 other USHL players. In the assist category, it's Gunderson and Martino atop the league. Gunderson with 12, Gunderson with 17, Martino with 12, tied up with Reed Davidtilla and Sam Larilla of the Force. Dylan Compton has 11. 3 guys in the USHL tied for 6th with 10. Then the plus-minus category, another week, another Igor Barabanov sighting at the top of the leaderboard, plus 12, though now he's in a 3-way tie for first with Alexander Rybakov, a former teammate in Sioux Falls, and John Stout, a current teammate in Madison. Teddy Mulgrave and Austin Moline tied up with Weber in Lincoln. Lincoln at a plus 11 rating. Those are the guys who are producing on the offensive side of the puck. What about the guys who are keeping the puck out of the back of the net? And this season, that's been happening a lot. A lot of big saves, a lot of saves in bunches for the USHL netminders among qualified goalies. Now, every week I tell you how many minutes that is. Last week, that was 240 minutes. It's somewhere more than that. Some number bigger than 240. I didn't check it this week, but I will tell you that in the wins category, Alan Lendak and Samuel Urban, 7 wins each. Caleb Heil, who was named to the USA Select Team at the World Junior A Challenge, he's tied up with John Spoonar and Melvin Strahl, 2 other goalies in the USHL with 6 wins each. In the goals against average category, Jan Shostak, 1.95. Teams are scoring less than 2 goals against the Lincoln Stars when Jan is in the crease. Gavin Moffitt, the USHL Goalie of the Week, at a 2.11. Lendak, 2.17. Shika Gadziev, 2.24. Spoonar, 2.34. And Caleb Heil, a 2.36. In the save percentage category, these goalies all making over 90% of the saves on the shots that they face. Spoonar leads the league at a 9.26. That's 92.6%. Moffitt, 9.24. Shostak, 9.22. Stephen Peck, the other goalie in the 2-goalie tandem in Muskegon, at 9.17 in 4th. How about A.J. White, Caleb Heil's netminder partner in Madison, 9.16. And the other goalie named to the Team USA Select Team for the World Junior A Challenge, Cameron Hendrickson, otherwise known as Cam, at a 9.16 save percentage. He's among the league lead in shutouts with 2 as well. Gadziev, Shostak, Moffitt, and Spoonar, along with Hendrickson, with 2 shutouts. 6 goalies around the USAHL have 1 shutout. Now, just because the goaltending numbers are up doesn't mean the goal-scoring numbers are down. Just means we're seeing a lot of big saves from a lot of big names around the USHL in the crease. The United States and the USHL is by far a goaltending factory. You know, one name here in Muskegon that we like to talk about a lot is Joey DeCord of the Seattle Kraken. Another one is Brandon Bussey, who soon, he's a young guy, soon will make that jump from the American Hockey League to the National Hockey League. But this year, the goaltending in the USHL has been top-notch. And you'll see a direct correlation. The teams that have the top goalies tend to be the teams at the top of the USHL standings, which we can take a look at right now. As of today, 11-12-24. Dubuque is still in first place of the USHL's Eastern Conference, though just by 1 point with 22 points. The Muskegon Lumberjacks in second with 21. They've won 8 of their last 9 games, but they head into a red-hot Sioux City in an interconference matchup this weekend. Madison in third with 20. Green Bay, Youngstown, and Chicago in the middle portion. It's the Rough Riders and the NTDP who round out the Eastern Conference. The NTDP, both the 17s and 18s, were taking part in IIHF competition over the past few weeks, so they haven't played as many games as everybody else. Over on the western side of things, the Lincoln Stars and Waterloo Blackhawks each share a spot at the top of the West with 22 points. Fargo in third with 19. Sioux City in fourth with 17. Sioux Falls, Tri-City, they round out the playoff picture, although it's just week 8, so we're not quite at the playoffs. There's 29 regular season weeks in the USHL. Omaha and the Des Moines Buccaneers round out the Western Conference. In the USHL standings, we're doing really well on time. So here's what I'm going to do. We are going to go to a quick break, but when we come back, we'll talk about Week 9 in the USHL. Some games to watch. We'll talk about all the games going on. And, of course, every game in the USHL all season long can be found on the official live stream partner of the USHL, Flow Hockey. Don't go anywhere. We talk about Week 9 when we come back right here on The U Show.
NHLShop.com, the official online store of the National Hockey League, and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NHL fan gear, with unique one-of-a-kind designs by Fanatics, and all the latest styles for every NHL team. Don't miss out. Shop now and get today's special offer. NHLShop.com, a Fanatics experience.
The wait is almost over.
This crowd is ready for hockey.
The world's best players take the ice to compete for their country. International Best on Best Hockey comes to Boston as Bruin stars Brad Marchand of Team Canada and Charlie McAvoy of Team USA compete to see which hockey nation will reign. Canada, Finland, Sweden, USA. The Four Nations face-off. Get your tickets today.
Welcome back into the U Show. Now, that Four Nations commercial that you just saw reminded me about that IIHF play that the 18s and 17s were taking part in. Well, the 17s, they were at the Progressive Auto Sales Arena in Sarnia, Ontario, taking part in the World Under-17 Challenge. They made it to the bronze medal game, but Team Canada White, the team that won the tournament, they were led on the offensive end by not one or two, but 3 USHL players. Adam Valentini among the tournament lead for points, alongside Tynan Lawrence. Valentini, a member of the Chicago Steel. Tynan Lawrence, a member of the Muskegon Lumberjacks. Callum Croskery, he was doing his thing on the back end, helping Team Canada White to the gold medal at the World Under-17 Challenge. The other headline that we forgot to mention at the top of the show was the off-the-ice stuff, the promotions. How, of all people, could we forget about the promotions going on around the USHL? Obviously, yesterday was Remembrance Day up in Canada, Veterans Day here in the States. It was Military Appreciation Week around the USHL. We had Military Appreciation Nights all sprinkled throughout. Some of the top jerseys that I saw around the USHL this past weekend. Of course, my biased opinion here in Muskegon. Last year they did the Mighty Jacks jerseys, a play on the D1 Mighty Ducks jerseys. This year they go to D2 and they take the Team USA jerseys from the Mighty Ducks series and they put it as the Mighty Jacks once more. Omaha had phenomenal jerseys. Lincoln did as well with the special logo out in front. And Sioux City, we got to see those ones in the USHL top plays of the week. And you got to see them too, whether you're in Sioux City or you were not in Sioux City, because you got to watch the game on the official live stream partner of the USHL, Flow Hockey, which is, of course, where you can watch every game coming up this weekend in Week 9 of the USHL. And you don't have to wait for the weekend for the games. You can tune in tonight. Sioux City and Sioux Falls, a battle of the Sioux. They go at it in Sioux Falls. Over on Friday, Cedar Rapids pays a visit to Youngstown. The Fighting Saints are in Des Moines, while the Stars are in the Steel. city of Chicago. I know, Pittsburgh, the Steel City. How about Geneva, Illinois? It's a pretty good city, too. Green Bay pays a visit to Fargo. Green Bay, 2 wins over the USHL's Eastern Conference first-place team last week. They are a hot, hot, hot team to watch. They go and take on the defending champs in Fargo this weekend. Sioux Falls is in Omaha. The Lumberjacks are in Sioux City. I get to see my 14th arena in the USHL. I'm super excited. I've only heard great things about the Tyson Event Center and Sioux City. I fly in on Thursday night. I'm really looking forward to it. Tri-City is in Waterloo, and the NTDP back in action pays a visit to the Madison Capitals for a 2-game set at the Bob Suter Legacy 20 Arena. Cedar Rapids and Youngstown close out their weekend series on Saturday. So do Omaha and Sioux Falls, though they switch the place, and they'll go at it in Sioux Falls on Saturday. The Gamblers and Force close their weekend series. So do the Lumberjacks and Musketeers. Tri-City and Waterloo go at it in Waterloo for the back end of their weekend series. Lincoln and Chicago at the Fox Valley Ice Arena. Des Moines and Dubuque close out their weekend series. A little bit of Dupaco Cowbell Cup action. And then the nightcap, the NTDP and the Madison Capitals. Some games to watch. Of course, tonight, the Muskies and Stampede. I'll be biased. I'll tell you should listen to the visiting broadcast between the Lumberjacks and Musketeers. Both broadcasts are going to have great commentary, but that's a really big matchup. You look at the standings. Muskegon, second place in the East. They've won 8 of 9 games. Sioux City, the home of Landon Gunderson, Giacomo Martino, Sam Urban, Tate Pritchard, a lot of guys whose names are among the USHL league leaders in different categories. And Green Bay paying a visit to the Fargo Force. Red Hot Gamblers coming off of a weekend sweep over top the Dubuque Fighting Saints, going and paying a visit to the defending Clark Cup and Anderson Cup champs, the Fargo Force. No matter what game you watch in the USHL, all season long, week 1, week 29, doesn't matter. They're all going to be great. We're here in week 9, and we're getting excited for 17 great games of hockey. You can catch all the action on the official live stream partner of the USAHL Flow Hockey. That's my mom calling, so I'm going to say goodnight to you and go call my mom back. Thanks so much for tuning in to the U Show here on the USHL YouTube page every Tuesday. We're here with you 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, breaking down what's going on in the USHL. Thanks so much for tuning in, and hope you enjoy the rest of your night.